Okay, now student, we will discuss about the new chapter, that is infrastructure. Okay, so first we will start from introduction. So one thing I want to tell you here that in this chapter basically we will discuss two things. Number one is energy and number two is health. Okay, in this chapter in our syllabus there are two things, energy and health, but due to covid reason the energy part has been discarded from CBSE. Okay, you see the syllabus, energy part is discarded from our class 12 syllabus. Okay, so we will study only health part. Okay, so now we will start introduction. So first we start about introduction of infrastructure. We know that infrastructure plays an important role in economic growth of a country. So these things we know that without the improvement or development of infrastructure, we cannot develop our country, we cannot improve our country, because infrastructure plays a key role for the growth of any country, for the development of any country. Agriculture, industry, and now increasingly the service sector depends heavily on infrastructure. So these things we know that agriculture, industry, manufacturing sectors, okay, and also the service sectors, all these sectors are heavily depend on infrastructure. Okay, due to their growth. Infrastructure development is also crucial for the social development of a country. So for the social development means schools, colleges, okay, roads, these are the social development, electricity, these are the social development. So to develop the social sectors, we need to improve the infrastructure. Okay, it is very important to improve the infrastructure, to develop the infrastructure if we want to improve the social sector. Okay, social development, if we want the social development of our country, then definitely we have to improve the social infrastructure. Development of infrastructure in the rural economy can contribute much in raising farm productivity and providing non-farm employment. So in rural areas, we see that basically in rural areas infrastructure is not developed, infrastructure is underdeveloped in basically rural areas. So if we can contribute to improve or to develop the infrastructure in rural areas, then definitely the farm productivity in rural area, definitely the farm productivity in rural area and employment also increases. These two things will definitely increase if in rural areas infrastructure can be developed. If in the rural areas infrastructure can be developed, then definitely the farm productivity in rural areas will automatically develop. And infrastructure is related to employment. Because when we made a school, when we made hospitals, when we made railways, when we made electricity, when we made roads, at that time we need so many staffs, so many persons, so many laborers, and that time there will be a huge employment, and that is why this farm productivity and employment in rural areas definitely will increase. Okay, if we can contribute infrastructure development in rural areas. Okay, since the reforms began in 1991, infrastructure development has been according high priority by the government. So from 1991, we know that the 1991 is a reform period. Okay, so after 1991 our government must understand that the importance of infrastructure development is very, very important, and that is why after 1991 our government gives much priority to infrastructure sectors. Our government after 1991 our government must understand that the importance of infrastructure development, because without the development of infrastructure we cannot go forward, we cannot develop our country, we cannot bring growth in our different sectors. Okay, and that is why after 1991, that means after the reforms period, government very much understood that if we want to develop our country, then definitely we have to improve the infrastructure of different sectors. So in this chapter, basically we will understand, we will learn the meaning and importance of infrastructure. Okay, in this chapter basically we will understand the meaning and importance of infrastructure, along with different challenges also. What are the challenges our country is facing to develop, to improve the infrastructure? Okay, whether it is in social sector or in economic sector. So social sectors and economic sectors, both the sectors, our country is still now facing some challenges to develop the infrastructure sectors. Okay, so one by one we will discuss it. Okay, but keep in your mind that there are two parts in this in our infrastructure. One is energy and other is health. So we will not study the energy part. We will not study the energy part because it is discarded from our syllabus. Okay, still now till today this part, this energy part is discarded from the infrastructure syllabus. So we will not study the energy part. Do not read, do not study this part. Okay, we will only read, only study health. Okay, next we will discuss the meaning of infrastructure.